everybody. Welcome back to the barn. Today I wanted to talk about stepping out of the pivot. It happens a lot more than you think, and I want to show you how to fix it. Oftentimes, when you're in the class, heat of the moment, things are going so well, and then it happens. Your horse steps out of the pivot and you've ruined your chances of that blue ribbon. We've all been there. I've been there at the World Show. It's not fun, but it can be fixed with a little bit of practice and a little bit of awareness. Oftentimes, our horse steps out of the pivot because we are not in the correct position. We're either too far back or we're too far forward, and we don't even realize that we're doing it. So the best place to be for your pivot is right by their head. So when we're in the heat, the moment we're coming around, sometimes you crowd their shoulder and you accidentally pull them back, causing that back foot to slide. And sometimes we're too far forward, pulling them out of that pivot. So once we've addressed that, then we can see if it's the horse choosing not to keep his foot planted, which sometimes is the case. Let me show you. When I cue him to move, my hand goes from here to here. And I do not expect him to move until I cluck. However, I want him to know that I am about to ask for something. It's a bit of a warning. And then, when I cluck, you should move out of my way. And I cluck at the same time that I start moving. And it creates a nice, crisp look. So when I start, I want my body square with him. I don't want it too close to his shoulder, because then that's going to cause him to go backwards. If I'm too far out, it's going to mean he's going to drift forward, and both will cause them to step out of their pivot. So I want to concentrate on keeping my body position right square with his head. So let's start and see what happens. When I cue him, I'm going to move my hand towards his face and cluck. So that was an all right one. 2, 3, good boy. All right. Pretty good. Got it scrunched up. Whoa. Whoa. All right. That was an all right pivot. He kept his foot, but there's a few things that I would change to make it a little bit better, and that would have maybe caused him to step out of his pivot. If you saw over here, he got really scrunched up, and that was partially my fault because I was not keeping a round circle. And that's the goal. Keep it as round as you can so that they can do their job as easy as they can. Because sometimes you get too scrunched up and they go back, you pull them forward and they step out, just like I said. So you have to be so careful that that is not the issue. And sometimes it's not. We do everything we can in our power to make sure it's perfect, and yet sometimes they get lazy. So let's see if I can make him step out, and I'll show you how to fix it. There we go. Stepped out of it. Perfect. All right. Whoa. So I'm going to stop here. Hopefully you can see it on camera, but what he was doing is he was curving his shoulders towards me while his whole body was curved to the outside, which is part of our problem. We want our showmanship pivot to be as straight as possible. So let me show you how to fix that. I'm going to cue him again. He bows his shoulders. I'll come around so you can see me. Well, he's doing better now. But what I would do to fix that, I'll take it, is I'm going to smack him on the shoulder. Not hard, but it's more about the noise and getting their attention so that it pushes those shoulders where they need to be. One big flaw you see in my plan is what by doing this, I'm stepping closer to his shoulder. So that's why it is very important to make it an in and out situation. So I'm here, and if I'm going to discipline him, put this in my left hand, get him where he needs to be, and go back where you were. Because I do not want this to become a crutch. They become dependent on you, constantly reminding them to get their shoulders where it needs to be. I don't want that, and you cannot do that in the class. So you get after him, and you go right back to position 1, and you pretend it didn't happen. You have to trust your horse. Let's do it again. A little slow on the takeoff, but see how he's scrunched up? I'm going to make my circle larger. There. Whoa. Oh, so I got to keep going because he stepped out right at the finish line. And then, whoa, good, very good. So sometimes with our show horses, they step out even after months of working on it. And you're like, what am I doing wrong? I've done 2 steps, 3 steps, 4 steps, then we got to go back to 1 step. Sometimes they're just being lazy. And then I have my own way of fixing it. Call it my secret, if you will. Sometimes with these horses, you just need to turn and turn and turn until they figure it out. You have to keep that foot planted. So there's 3 things I'm going to look for. His head down, his shoulder and his body straight, and that foot planted. And we're just going to go around like a turntable. Let me show you. And I'm just going to put on my happy pants, and I'm just going to go. Shoulders out, going to tell him to get it over. There we go, oh, good. And I'm just going to make him, whoa, be an adult. He can keep his foot planted. I know he knows it. And sometimes you just need to ask that. That was awesome. Very good boy. Thank you for being such a good demonstrator. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something from this video. If you want any clarification on things or maybe an expansion, please leave a comment below so I know what you are looking for. Again, I hope you learned something, and if you have any suggestions for future videos, let me know. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Have a good one.